So as everyone should know, virtual reality is pretty fucking sweet. And what's extra sweet is when people port the best game ever to be VR compatible. Now, this mod ain't new, but from what I've seen, people are very keen to show you how to survive the first night on a new world, and not much else. Clearly, this is a waste of time. This mod is much more valuable when you use it to tour your existing worlds in VR. That's what I'm showing off here. First thing I need to point out is that I can't express how different it is to be in VR over video. All the footage I'm showing you just looks like standard desktop gameplay with a wonky camera and two arms flying about the place. If I were to describe how it feels though, you know when you move house and a room that used to be full of stuff looks so much bigger now that it's empty? It's kind of like that, except the walls are made of damp soil. Back to the point, blocks in VR are big. A 2-block pile is 2 meters in reality, and well, I mean, it's above my head. It's a bit of a stretch to reach the top of one. This means that in your small 2-high strip mine, it doesn't seem so claustrophobic when you're like actually stood there. Next thing is performance, which to be fair isn't half bad. I noticed a fair bit of blurring and things in the distance are obviously lower res than things up close, but that's more of a hardware limitation than anything. There are a few glitches though. Now, the reason I say to use this on a previously built world is for views like this. I've been working on this tower for a few years now, and seeing it in person for the first time was almost scary. It's really, really huge. And because you're wearing a heavy VR set, tilting your head back to see the top of something this big, it hurts your neck in real life, like it's a genuine strain to see all of it. I say it's surreal to walk around these places in VR. Like, this tower is full of machines, and there's something genuinely eerie about walking around it, because you start to feel like they might start up on their own. It almost feels abandoned. And something like this secret fox garden is super cramped on desktop. I built it in what little space I had between floors. But as I've said, in VR this place is huge. It's like it was made to be explored like this. There are plenty of good views in Half-Life Alyx, but you'll never actually get close to them. The difference here is that if you see something you like, you can just fly straight to it whenever you like. Time is the only thing stopping you from turning this entire planet into whatever you want it to be. I mean, okay, sure, you can already do that in the base game, but with this, the fact that you can then walk through it, it makes all the difference. Like, it genuinely blows my mind. This big smelting machine was a pain to build on desktop, but I think it would be borderline impossible to do in VR. Actually playing the game using this mod is just a bit too tedious and slow. I feel like you just get bored. And look, navigating around this build is such a headache. Plus, trying to put this thing together with motion controls, I think you'd probably just get arthritis. I really think this mod is better suited as a sightseeing tool rather than some kind of new way to play. Falling in VR is pretty fun. Having your virtual body move while your actual body stays still doesn't feel nice. What's worse is these elevators though. Going down isn't bad, but the bouncing at the end really makes your knees feel weak. You can get used to it, but it's certainly different. Just a few of the things that I've discovered while messing around with this. Obviously, you can use your real-life arms to punch trees, but you can also use your real-life hands to fire a bow and arrow, and you can genuinely climb genuinely fake ladders. Another fun feature is this scale slider thing in the options. Slide it to the right and you become a giant. I know it looks like my character is flying here, but I'm stood on the ground and the world is just much, much smaller. I have to kneel down to look through these windows and put my head against the carpet to like get close to this cow. Obviously the slider goes the other way as well, and it's perhaps a bit more obvious what that does. You know, if you've ever wanted to be a rat, I can't recommend this enough. But yeah, that's Minecraft in VR. It's fucking crazy to see these things that you've built and these things that you're so familiar with to scale. And like you're actually there in the flesh. Being really honest now, and please don't laugh, seeing this tower for the first time when I put on the headset genuinely made me feel really happy. Because it's this little project I've had for so many years, and I can now play around with it as if it was a real location. and you start to think that maybe it wasn't a complete waste of time. I mean, obviously it was, but VR's still fucking sweet.